Stop scrolling because what T.I.'s family shared tonight is the kind of news no parent ever wants to speak aloud. It's the type of update that makes even strong people feel weak. And when the world heard it, when fans realized what it meant for King Harris, the entire internet fell silent. You could sense the shock. You could sense the heartbreak. For the first time in a long while, the Harris family wasn't hiding behind laughter, camera poses, or the polished image of fame. They let the truth come out, and that truth carried a weight no one was prepared for. It all began with a shaky voice note that surfaced online close to midnight. It sounded like the kind of late-night message someone records when they're fighting tears. You could hear the breath trembling. You could hear long pauses between words, and instantly, you knew something was deeply wrong. The person didn't name anyone. They didn't explain the situation. They didn't blame anyone. They simply said, "We need prayers, please. This time it's serious." That alone was enough to send fans into panic. Everyone assumed it had to be about King, because the last few months for him had been nothing short of a rough ride. Not the kind of roller coaster you enjoy. Not something you record for entertainment. This was the kind where every twist feels like it might throw you off completely. The fights, the arguments, the tension, the late-night live streams where he looked worn out and frustrated. It all told a story. You could see the struggle behind his eyes, the confusion, the energy of a young man trying to prove he's grown, while the world keeps reminding him he's still learning. He wasn't just going through a hard phase. He was sinking, and the people around him were brushing it off because that's what fame often does. It hides pain behind bright lights and big personalities. But this time, the lights couldn't cover anything. The truth was too heavy. And once that voice note went viral, T.I.'s family had no choice but to speak. They waited until morning. They waited until they could breathe again. And when they finally appeared on camera, everything showed in their eyes: fear, exhaustion, and something even harder to face: acceptance. Tiny spoke first. Her voice didn't sound like her usual warm, soothing tone. It sounded like someone carrying a weight she wasn't prepared for. She admitted she didn't know where to start. She didn't know how to explain what had happened, but she wanted people to hear it from them. Not from gossip blogs, not from strangers looking for clicks. She explained that King had been struggling more than anyone outside the family realized. She said they had reached a point where pretending everything was fine wasn't possible anymore. And then she said the words no one was ready to hear. King is in the hospital. The moment those words left her mouth, the live stream exploded. The comments moved so fast they were unreadable. People were crying in the chat. People were angry. People wanted answers. Some were praying while others begged for updates. Tiny continued speaking even though every sentence sounded like it might break her. She explained that King hadn't been sleeping well. He wasn't eating the way he should. He'd been dealing with pressure that most teenagers never face. Pressure from the public, pressure from growing up in the spotlight, pressure to be strong, pressure to defend himself from judgment, pressure to prove he wasn't soft or spoiled. She said King had been holding everything inside, and eventually it became too much. But the moment that truly shook people happened when T stepped into the frame. His face looked worn, older, like he had spent the entire night crying and was trying to stay calm just long enough to speak. T, known for his confidence and sharp voice, sounded completely different. He didn't sound like a rapper. He didn't sound like a celebrity. He didn't sound like the tough guy the industry knows him as. He sounded like a father, just a father, trying to hold himself together while watching his child suffer. He started by thanking the people who had sent prayers. Then he admitted he hadn't slept in almost 2 days. And then, with his voice breaking, he said something that stopped every comment. "I failed him. As a father, I failed him." The internet froze. He never says things like that. He might joke about messing up. He might respond to criticism with confidence. But raw honesty, real pain, that was something no one expected to hear from him. He explained that he missed signs he should have paid attention to. He said he thought King would grow out of the attitude, the anger, the pressure. He assumed it was just a phase. But it wasn't. It was a cry for help he didn't recognize soon enough. And that realization was eating him alive. He said the only thing that mattered now was helping King heal. Mentally, physically, and emotionally. He said the family was united. Even if the world often saw them fighting or disagreeing. He wanted people to stop joking about King, stop judging him, and stop treating his struggles like entertainment. By the time they ended the live stream, the internet wasn't laughing. No memes, no jokes, just thousands of people sending love, prayers, and support. And for once, the Harris family didn't look like celebrities. They looked like a family trying to hold on to each other through the hardest night of their lives. T didn't sound like himself at all. Not tough, not confident, not strong. His voice was weak, shaky, almost unrecognizable. He said he never understood how much pain King had been holding inside, how many battles he was fighting silently, and how hard he was trying to live up to expectations that were never meant for someone his age. Then he revealed something even more painful. King had been reaching out, but in small, quiet ways. Ways they all overlooked. The family was busy with work, traveling, dealing with their own problems, and assumed King was just acting out. They kept telling themselves it was a phase. They believed he would outgrow it. What they didn't see was that he wasn't acting out, he was drowning. T explained that what happened the night King ended up in the hospital wasn't just a breakdown. It was a complete collapse, emotionally, physically, and mentally. Everything hit him at once. Doctors told them the stress on King's body had reached a dangerous level. His system had been stuck in survival mode for months, and he had been running on empty while pretending he was fine. T described walking into the hospital room and seeing his son lying there, unconscious, surrounded by machines. He couldn't finish the sentence. He stepped away from the camera to get air, but you could still hear the moment he fell apart. That sound alone broke thousands of people watching. Tiny continued, trying her best to speak through tears. She said they didn't know how long King would need to stay in the hospital. They were trying to keep him stable, and some moments he woke up, but he wasn't fully aware of what had happened. He seemed lost, emotional, overwhelmed, and kept asking questions that crushed her heart. Questions like, "Am I in trouble?" And "Did I mess everything up?" Fans were not ready for this part of the story. They had only seen the loud version of King, the kid who argued online, the one who acted wild, the one who challenged his father, the one who tried to appear grown. But they never saw the scared boy behind the behavior. The kid who wanted guidance. The kid who needed attention. Not from the world, but from his own family. Rumors started spreading immediately. People wondered if he had been hurt, if something violent happened, or if this was related to the pressure of the entertainment world. Tiny shut all of that down right away. She said no one else caused this. There was no attack. There was no fight. The blame fell on the environment they all lived in, the nonstop attention, the judgment, the pressure to perform, the expectations, the cameras, the constant noise. She said King always loved attention, but the attention never protected him. The spotlight was bright, but it burned him more than it ever lifted him. Then T returned on camera, eyes swollen, voice unsteady. He said he wasn't speaking out looking for sympathy. He wasn't doing it for views. He was sharing the truth because he needed people to stop tearing his son apart online. He said every joke, every meme, every harsh comment, every time someone called King spoiled or confused, it chipped away at a young man who was already struggling. He reminded everyone that fame does not make you invincible. Money does not make your mind healthy. Being the child of a celebrity doesn't protect you from breaking down. He said, fame shines a light on the things you're trying to hide. And King had been hiding wounds deeper than anyone realized. Then he said the sentence that made everyone watching go silent. If he doesn't get real help now, we could lose him. The entire live stream froze. Thousands of viewers, but not a single message came through for several seconds. People were devastated. T went on to explain that King agreed to enter a treatment center once he was stable enough. Not a punishment. Not a rehab for addiction. A mental health facility where he could finally open up, face everything he had buried, and start healing. He said King refused help for months, insisting he was fine, refusing therapy, and pretending he could handle everything alone. But what happened the night he collapsed made him realize he needed support. Tiny added that King apologized to the family. She said he cried. Not the angry tears he used to shed, but the kind that come from someone finally letting go of everything they've been carrying. He told her he felt lonely, even in a big house, even surrounded by people, even with attention from fans. That part hit viewers the hardest because it stopped sounding like a celebrity problem. It sounded like the story of any young person who hides their pain behind attitude. Any kid who acts strong because they don't know how to say, "I need help." T admitted he blamed himself for pushing King to be tough, to be confident, to act like a man. He said he forgot that before becoming a man, his son needed space to be a boy, to make mistakes, to feel safe, to be vulnerable. The family then announced that King would be offline for a long time. No live streams, no interviews, no chaotic moments on social media. Just recovery, rest, and silence. At the end, T asked everyone to keep praying, saying King wasn't just fighting for clarity anymore. He was fighting for himself, for peace, and for his future. Fans responded with love instead of judgment. They shared prayers, support, and their own stories. For the first time, people saw not a troubled kid, but a young person trying to navigate pain and pressure. The family confirmed King is stable, emotional, scared, but finally listening. And this time they promised they wouldn't let him fall again.